Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name is Denise, and I'm a part of the horse and livestock trailer sales here in our Frederick location. We're located basically 30 minutes north of Denver. So if you guys are ever, driving by and you want to stop by, please feel free to do so. Now, today behind me, I have a demo trailer. So this is going to be one of our demo trailers. So this guy is a brand new 2026 Cimarron 2+1. So this guy has very nice features that I actually really like. That is, separates them a little bit from the other 2+1s that we do have in inventory currently. So I'm gonna pull up the drawing super fast so we can take a look at that drawing. This trailer on the floor, it just measures shy of 25 feet. It's 6'10" wide and then 7'10" tall. We're looking at a 5-foot front tack as well. And then you have double 50/50 doors in the back with a ramp over it. So it's a little bit different of a setup. So I'm gonna walk you guys through it so we can take a look at it, and we'll start up here in our front tack room. So, standard on our tack, we got a wider door, so it's that 36-inch door. You're also seeing a 36-inch front step up into the trailer. So we're doing both the step and the door on this trailer in particular the same exact size. Now on the door over here, we do provide you guys with bus windows. I know sometimes it gets very stinky in there and a lot of people want to ventilate, get some airflow in, your saddles and all that kind of stuff. So that bus window is very useful for that reason. And then right on the bottom of our door, we do have just, your standard brush box, those Cimarron brush box on here as well. Now, if we take a step into our tack, again, I mentioned it's a 5-foot front tack. We'll touch on the flooring super fast. So it is different flooring. It is not your standard rubber black mats. It's like that grip flooring. So you guys do have, a little bit more grip on the floor, normal than just your standard black mats that sometimes do get pretty slippery up in there. Now, going up into our nose in here, on the bottom, we do see our boot box. So it's just your standard, this one's going to be 12 inches boot box, but you do get a little bit more length on it than, just those standard bigger and wider ones. So we have that one located right there. We are seeing it's fully carpeted, as well as the whole entire into our nose and the whole drop wall from our nose as well. Now, inside of the nose itself, we do have clothes rod that's sitting right on top on that ceiling right there. We're also seeing that LED light that's also on this driver end side over here. And then both sides of our nose is gonna have that bus window. So you do have more ventilation with both of those bus windows that are sitting on both ends of this nose area of our trailer. Now on this wall, so this is gonna be your driver's side wall, we have a recessed post with our saddle rack and our blanket bars. So these guys, they're fully adjustable, fully removable. If you want to add more, you most certainly can. If you want to remove some, you also can do that. So right now, you're sitting with 3. These guys are fully carpeted as well, so this kind of holds a better grip on your saddles whenever you guys do have them sitting on here. And then you just have your standard 3 poles as well for your blanket bars on this guy. And then we are seeing, our full wall that meets our stalls. This guy is going to be fully carpeted as well. So we have a full carpeted from ceiling to the floor of your standard carpet. As I mentioned in previous videos, we do like to do carpet behind any place that we put bridle hooks on. So this guy is going to have a set of 6 on this end and then a set of 6 on the other end. So this trailer has 12 bridle hooks located in the front tack area for yourselves. So again, fully carpeted as is. And then you guys also are going to be seeing that walk-through door from stalls into the tack room. So that's also an option on this trailer, just your standard walk-through door for this guy itself. Now, turning to the other side, right next to our boot box, we do have a 48-gallon water tank. So this is the High Country Plastics water tank. So you guys do have a 48-gallon on this one. And then as we saw on the actual brush box, we do have our hose. So this is going to be your hose that you can connect to this bottom spigot down here once you guys have it connected. I know a lot of us travel with more animals than just our horses. So let's say you guys are carrying your dogs, you need to give your dogs a bath, anything like that, you do have access for that hose to be able to do that outside. And then you do have this spigot right here, and this is where you guys are able to put a bucket. Just sit your bucket right here, and then you can carry in your bucket out and inwards whenever you guys need to do that. And then the way you guys would fill this water tank in specific is going to be sitting on the very top of our water tank. And then excuse me, the switches for our light system inside of the tack room are going to be located just off to your left side whenever you guys are walking into the tack room. So this guy is going to operate both the light that's sitting right on top of our tack room door, and then the one that's in the inside of our nose that we touched on a little bit earlier. Now I will show you guys this hip end side of our trailer. So again, it's a 2+1, so we do have a front area, like a front box stall onto this trailer in particular. You guys will also get this full ramp in here as well. So this is going to be a ramp, and then you got your Dutch door. So this is where your Dutch door would hang from this guy. So if you guys, I know a lot of us like to do this where we'll travel with the Dutch window sometimes fully open, and you certainly can do that. If you guys lift your ramp, this guy will leave you, with your ramp fully latched, and then you can ride down the road with this Dutch door fully open like that if you wanted to, because this guy is also sitting on that butterfly latch right here. So your window, like as much wind or anything that you guys get, the window is not going to be pushing back and forth at all whatsoever. So again, once you're ready to close that guy, you just bring it around, and then same system, it has that butterfly latch, so you guys don't have to worry about your horses once you're, some people use that front stall from other animals, so you don't have to worry about them messing with latches from the interior to be able to bring either the ramp or that guy to open up. Once it's there, it's like that, it's not going to be moving. You're not going to see any issues with it. Now on this hip end as well, we do have a full drop down window. So this trailer is 7'10" tall. For me in particular, it is a little bit taller because I am a lot shorter, so that latch I cannot reach unless I get onto the running board. But that is something to keep in mind. You do have a drop window on both head sides for your horses, since this is a straight load trailer. So you do have that bus window as well located on that guy, and then you're going to see that 16-inch type awning light sitting right on top of that window as well. So you get a lot more visibility once you guys are working on this end of your trailer. And we are also seeing those 2 tie hooks, so you do have those 2 tie hooks on hand for this hip end side. Now I want to touch on the axles for this trailer in particular. We're seeing 7,000-pound axles. These are the Dexter Airflex axles. So this trailer has air ride. If you guys don't know what air ride is, air ride does lift your trailer 3 to 4 inches off of the ground. It does make for a lot smoother ride for not just yourself and your pickup, but also for your horses once you guys have them loaded into the trailer. It makes for your, we do see an instance where you guys have those younger horses and they do get a little bit anxious once they're in the trailer, for lack of better words. So once they're in there, they start kicking, they start moving, they start pushing. So if you guys are driving down a lot of dirt roads, if you guys are living out in the country, that's where air ride does help you guys a lot, because it makes for a lot smoother ride for yourself and your horses as well. So there's that on this one as well. And then we do see those aluminum spoke wheels, and then you do have those 17.5 ply tires as well on here. So now we'll touch on this rear end of our trailer. If you guys have ever seen any of our 2+1 inventory that we have shown before, you guys do see the same exact that we did see on that front ramp system. So you have the ramp that will push forward, and then you have your Dutch windows. This trailer does not have that. So this one in particular is going to have your two 50/50 doors. So that's what we're seeing, 2 doors swung, and then your excuse me, your ramp is going to sit right on top of those guys. So just regular trailer as you would in a 3-horse or a 4-horse. Same exact system for this one. And I think it's kind of smart to do that, because the reason this trailer is built like that, we do put, the person that's going to be using this trailer does put horses that are a little bit younger in here, and sometimes they do try to, you know, get to pushing back. Once you have your Dutch windows locked into system, you know, you trying to reach your ramp, and then you have to kind of pull like this. Your horse's feet are sitting right here, so sometimes they might kick. Again, that's where your horses, when they're younger, they do get a little bit more anxious. So I do like the system that we did for these double 50/50 doors. So that's a good add-on. Now, this trailer in particular, normal side, like where we would normally put our butt bars on this guy would sit a little bit lower. This trailer has them sitting a little bit higher. So this is where you have a nice system to be able to know that your horses, if you're putting a warm blood size in here, obviously your horses are going to be a little bit taller. Their butt's actually going to be sitting right on these butt bars, so you don't have to worry about, you know, his butt is sitting right on top of it. Maybe he can push it, maybe he can mess with it and pull this guy down. Now, the butt bar system on these 2+1 trailers, I actually really do like. They do, you have your system, it's going to be located just right here. So if you're standing from the outside of your trailer looking in, it's going to be to your left side, and it's just located on that divider. So this guy has this little like swivel. So your horses, if they push back, this bar is not going to be going anywhere unless you physically pull it outwards. So you have to pull it in first and then push out. So if your horses are pushing, there's no way this butt bar can come undone that way. So you'd have to push either ways to get it outwards in that instance. Now, I want to touch on the flooring for this trailer in particular. We did do the Werm flooring. So this trailer comes with Werm flooring, upgraded from those rubber mats. You know, you get all the benefits with the Werm, and then you're also seeing, you know, your flooring from your Cimarron that's sitting on the bottom with that V-truss every 4 inches. So your horse is always going to be sitting on some sort of support. So that is a really, really nice thing to think about. Now, I'm going to pull this butt bar out as well. And then we did see from both ends, you guys do have bus windows that are going to be sitting just, you know, on the body end of your horse. So right here, you do have that long and extended bus window on here. I want to touch base on the front end of our trailer here, where your horse's head is going to be sitting. So I touched on the latch system for your hip side. The latch system for your head side is going to be a little bit different. So this is where your horse's chest would sit. This guy has a lock system on it. So if your horse, you know, their head, they're playing with it and they push it up, there's still no way that your horse is going to get this guy done and outwards unless you pull on the pin as you're pushing your chest bar out. So once you get that chest bar out, this guy will automatically lock back into place. And then when you're trying to push it back in, same sort of instance where you gotta push it in to get it to push all the way into the actual latch on here. So same thing. And then this trailer, you also are seeing those feed bags. So you'll have feed bags that are going to be sitting in this front end of your trailer. The other side will also have it. So you have just that standard feed bag that Cimarron makes. These guys are on 4 D-rings. So you saw me pull 2 of them. 2 of them are going to be sitting on this for your kick mats on the actual head side. So 2 D-rings are sitting on your divider. 2 D-rings are going to be sitting on this end. I did touch on the bus window. On the drop window on the hip end. this headside will also have it. So this is what your drop window is going to look like from the interior of your trailer. So you still have that jail bar system. So if your horse, you know, you're going to get a lot more ventilation in here. This is where your horse's head is going to be sitting. But they also can't play with these to where you're going to, you know, get the bars to go all the way out. But if you did want to, you could ride with your jail bars down as well. Now, this front compartment of the trailer, to truly be like a 2+1 system, oh, maybe this side won't let me do it. But to truly be like a 2+1 system, you do have that front side where your door is gonna lock into place. And then you can just push it in. So this guy right here will lock. And then you don't have to worry about it going elsewhere, pushing or coming back towards you. And then once you're done with it, same system, that guy will just hook onto there as well. So you don't have to be pushing it in or outwards. I'm gonna show you guys as well on this guy. So let me take off the feed bag and the chest bar. So I'm gonna show you guys the same exact thing that I was showing you on that end. This guy is a full partition divider, so it's a full airflow. You got your padded dividers on both body sides of your horses, but this guy will also push and fully move down to this end. So these guys will have latches on them to where you can, you know, push them to come undone. And let's see. So it's just these little guys. Once you push them, this divider is gonna want to automatically swing to that end. It's on a swinging mechanism, so if you guys can tell at the top, you have that railing on there where your divider is fully gonna, you know, shoot to the side it has to, and this one is gonna be shooting over to your right side if you're looking at it from the exterior of your trailer looking in. So it's gonna push onto that end, so it'll make for 2 full box compartments if you wanted to, and then again, if you need to, you just latch them back onto where they go. So this one here, you have both of your latches, so you got both of those tied down, and then I'll tie these guys down on this end as well. So once you have those all the way in, if you pull your divider, there's no way this divider is going to swing once you got all your fours connected. So this guy makes for that full width, you know, 6'10", which was what I was talking about in the beginning. You have that full to be able to carry anything. I know a lot of people use their trailers for moving, so this would be a good trailer to move in because you do have all that space in here to do that. And then you just have, you know, standard on the length, and then you have that very front end box stall over here as well. So it'll be that same width that we saw in the exterior. Now, this trailer in particular is gonna have an escape door. So you'll have your escape door. Again, I mentioned if you guys have your other sort of animals that are gonna be sitting in this front stall, you do have a chest bar on here as well. So you don't have to worry about your horses playing with this guy. You know, this is your latch to open it, but you do have a butterfly latch located on the exterior, so there's no way that you have to worry about your horses. You know, Cimarron is really big on safety. So wherever they have to add extra latches, extra butterfly latch, anything like that, they 100% will do so to keep your guys' horse safe, as well as your guys while you're driving down the road. And then this trailer in this front compartment, also on our ceiling, we are seeing those roof vents. So you do have 2-way roof vents located up here in that front stall. And then as we work our way to the back, we will also be seeing 2 located in this, on top of each one of these horses on their head. So you do have those guys right there. And then we do have that like honeycomb texture roof, so you guys won't be seeing any hail damage on these Cimarrons. They are really good about how the trailer is being built. So it is a full aluminum trailer, but you do have that extra protection on that roof itself. Now I'm gonna shut these doors real fast to show you guys what this trailer will look like once your doors are fully shut and latched with that ramp over it. So let's see. These ramps themselves, they are spring loaded, so it's very easy for one person to pull this guy up and then get it over to where it needs to. So that's what I was initially mentioning when I was talking about the double doors with the ramp that's just going to be shooting outwards. It's that same exact system that we've been seeing. And then this guy, your ramp is just going to latch right there. So once you have those guys latched, you know, you don't have to worry about your doors coming undone or your horse is messing with it or, you know, anything like that. You have that ramp over your doors anyways. And then you also get your switches for your lights for the interior and the exterior. They're gonna be located just right here to your left. So you'll have 4 of those switches, 2 work the exterior, 2 work the interior, so you guys have that. And then you are also gonna be seeing, you know, 2 of those 8-inch type awning lights, those LEDs on top. So those are gonna be your load lights for you guys. And then into the actual roof, we do have a spoiler that's sitting on there. That guy, you know, for looks more than anything, but it does add a good pop to your trailer. And on our brake lights, I know we talk about this a lot, but our brake lights are integrated with that LED backup light as well. So each one of them, you'll have 4 of these brake lights. Each one of them are gonna have this X. So that X is just that backup light. I know a lot of us travel while it's super dark outside and, you know, we're worried that we're not gonna have enough clearance as we're backing up. This is where that guy comes in handy if you're traveling alone, because I know sometimes that definitely does suck. But we'll move over to our head side of our trailer. I didn't show you guys on the hip side, but this is what your drop down will look like once you guys have it, you know, fully down with your jail bars on there as well. So I mentioned you're gonna have that bus window, then you're gonna have those jail bars. So this guy, if you wanted to, you could ride with your bus, with your drop down fully down. This guy, once it's latched onto the socket, there's no way this one's gonna be moving. So your jail bars, those guys on here, you do have 2 openings on the sides. So once you guys kind of reach that level to where that opening and those little hinges meet, this is where you guys would pull your jail bars down. And then once you have them down, obviously your horses can pop their head, all that kind of stuff in there. And then to put them back into place, I kind of do that, let them sit there, and then I just move the drop down, and then that guy will latch back onto there. And then once you have it all, you're done with it, you just push it and you shut that drop down just like that. And again, you do have that bus window that's sitting on that full body length for your horses over there as well. I touched on the escape door from the interior. This is what your escape door will look like from the exterior. This one in particular, we do have that 36-inch step to go into it as well. And then this is that butterfly latch system that I was speaking to you guys about. So we saw the latch and how the latch is gonna open from the interior. You do obviously can lock and unlock from the interior, but once your butterfly latch is latched onto this guy, there's no way you guys can mess with it from the interior of your trailer. And then once we have our escape door open, you do see that chest bar that's sitting right there. And then you look into the trailer from here. If you guys don't happen to have anything and use the front stall as like hay room or something like that, then it's a lot easier and more convenient to open this door to get into it rather than dropping the whole entire ramp down. And then every time you're ready to hit the road, just make sure you shut that guy. You lift your step. This guy is also going to be a drop down window. So on the other end, we did see that it was, you know, that Dutch door system. This one's going to have that drop down and with the jail bar, so you guys are more than able to leave that guy down if you need to, and you don't have to worry about, you know, putting your window up in an instance that we forget those things. Now, moving into the bottom of our nose on this trailer, we do have a single jack. This guy is a hydraulic, and it does have the manual override. So if you guys are ever in need of a manual override on these ones, this is, you know, where you guys would connect it. Your lever is gonna sit just right on that end. So it has its own little spot. You guys connect it on here and you pump as you regularly would. And then that would manually override that hydraulic system in case of an emergency. And then you have that to put it into place. On this end, we do have a full-size spare tire. So you guys will get the exact same thing that is sitting currently on the trailer itself. And then just right on the driver's side of our trailer over here, we do have our aluminum battery box. So inside of our battery box for this trailer in particular, on this end, you are going to be seeing your battery disconnect switch. So the battery disconnect switch acts as like a power to your trailer whenever you're not connected essentially to your pickup. So that guy, whenever, you know, you park, make sure to turn it off just so you don't have to drain your battery and worry about it the next time whenever you guys are moving your trailer. And then whenever you guys are using your trailer and you're moving it, I would just recommend leaving your battery disconnect switch on. That way it makes, you know, your batteries to charge and all that kind of good stuff. You are also going to be seeing that air ride system. So that's going to be your suspension for your air ride system. This guy is like your compressor box basically. So we spoke about it in the beginning of the video. So this is where your air ride power is going to be on this trailer in particular. So you guys have the power button. This is where your power button sits, and then you guys do have that switch to lower and raise your trailer. So in this instance, our air ride system is on, and then our switch is on raise. So as I showed you guys over there, and then once, you know, you're ready, you're done, you park your trailer, you're, you know, done for the night, you guys would just turn that air ride system to lower, and then it's gonna, you know, deflate your airbags that are sitting on your axles, and your trailer's ready basically to just be parked. You don't have to worry about the air ride system. We do recommend that you guys, every single time that you're done using your trailer, you do lower your air ride and then turn your air ride system off. These systems do need to have some drainage on them. So this is your plug that you guys would pull to, you know, drain that guy. Since it's a brand new trailer, there's not much that needs to get drained on it, but whenever you guys, you know, you're done with it, you're ready to drain it, that's where you would just pull that guy whenever your trailer is fully done. Now on this headside as well, we do have that hydraulic system. So this is where you guys are able to, you know, pull your trailer up, that kind of stuff on here, so you don't have to worry about it. This is your key system, so keep those keys on hand whenever you guys are going to move your trailer up or down. And then, you know, obviously on all our trailers we do have that 7-plug pin. These guys come with its own little like storage, also going to be sitting right there on that head end. So I know a lot of us, whenever we're done, we unplug our trailers, we don't have nowhere to put them, we just let them roam. So now you guys have somewhere to put them, and you guys also get a little hook, so it doesn't sit like this. You guys are able to hook it on to that guy over there. Now touching on our coupler, so you have that standard B&W coupler on here. It is fully adjustable, so if you guys need to raise it or lower it, you 100% can do that. You're also going to be seeing your two chains on here, so please guys, whenever you're moving your trailers, make sure your chains are connected to your pickup truck, just for not only your safety but for your animal safety as well. And then we do have, you know, your breakaway switch on this trailer as well. It's going to be sitting right there. Now this trailer, I did want to touch on the nose of it. So we saw it from the interior of our tack room. It is a V-nose. This guy helps a lot more with the wind, you know, in those colder months where you guys get a lot of wind, where it's raining, all that kind of stuff. This V-nose helps to push the wind outwards rather than keeping it trapped on that regular nose that we normally carry our inventory in. So this is where, you know, you're hitting and the wind is just going to go outwards that way to push the air to the end of your trailer rather than having it stuck there on the nose. And then again, we saw that white trailer. We're also seeing that polished stainless steel front end on our nose as well. And then, as I mentioned in the beginning, guys, this is new inventory. This is going to be one of our demo trailers. The stock ID for this trailer is going to be 5N250916. This is a 2026 Cimarron Norstar 2+1. And please, you guys, if you happen to have any other questions, whether it's on this trailer or any of the other inventory that we currently have on our lot, or something maybe that you're thinking about ordering, please feel free to reach out. This is my cell phone number, this is my office number, and then you guys are seeing my email address on here. También hablo español para los que ocupen ayuda con eso. Yo les puedo ofrecer el servicio en español. Y si ustedes tengan alguna otra pregunta, ya sea en esta traila o en cualquier otra traila que nosotros tenemos aquí, por favor no duden en marcarme. Están viendo mi número de celular, mi número de la oficina y mi correo electrónico. And again, you guys, we'll see you again next week. Thank you.